Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Las Vegas for race number 3 of the 2018 NRSL Mountain Dew for the Win Cup Series. For the first time in what feels like forever, I have a co-commentator, and it's your boy, Dillon Young.
I know you were about ready to say the channel, and then I'm like, oh, this should be good here. But it feels great to be back here. It feels like years to do this, but you know what? I'm glad to be here for the first time.
And Dillon is going to be witness to the second race of the new Speedway package. Cars have faster acceleration with increased tire wear due to a softer tire compound. The strategy we saw last week at Atlanta was insanely fun to watch. 3 sequences of green flag pit stops, a battle between Johnny Gardner and Deanna Jones, with Jones pulling out on top with a late race pass with around 7 to go.
Yeah, and you seen the package that was taking place there through the highlights, and I'll tell you what, from what I was shown, I was very impressed with the way how I was shown there. And I'll tell you what, Gardner probably didn't even expect to win this race, but he kept fighting through, and in the end, he was the one celebrating victory lane in Atlanta.
Oh, you mean Deanna won, not Gardner.
Or Deanna, why am I saying I'm getting confused there? Jeez, I'm saying the wrong drivers. See, this is what happens. I get old, kids. Deal with it. Anyways, let's get on to the starting lineup here. As you can see, Kev Shearer's on the pole for this race.
And next to Kev Shearer is another rookie, TJ Hanley. So rookie front row here at Las Vegas. This is the second race in which the pole sitter is a rookie, the first being the Daytona 500, where Mark Riggleman got the pole. In row 2 is Aces Truck Series champion Philip Goldberg, with 3-time race winner of 2017 Seth Cole. You've got Quentin Moore and Charles Sanford in row 3, as we're about to go trackside for the command of the fire engines.
Yep, the band's been given. We're about ready to turn them loose here, and we'll see if anyone's not going to get started. But it looks like, for the time being, everyone looks like has gotten started there.
And going through the rest of the top 10, we have another rookie in row 4. That is Alex Ferranti. Next to him is Talladega winner of 2017, Zach Flickinger. And in row 5, it's Tony Green and Alex Gray. Last year's winner was Deanna Jones. She starts in 26th place today. 94 laps of racing. We should expect drivers to have to pit twice if the race goes green. Dillon, who's your pick to win today? We've got a star-studded field. I'm sure the field is kind of new to you, so just to give you an idea, this is our roster entry list, just to give Dillon here an idea of who is in the race.
I'm looking at a couple very well-known names that I've seen throughout the years, but I may look at Alex Ferranti probably stealing this win there. He's in a very good starting position, up in at the 7th position. And I'll tell you what, with Ferranti, he is very underrated in the speedway, so you got to watch out for that 88 car. He could do really well. So the pace car's on down pit road, 94 laps of action. Buckle up tight, folks. Let's see if who hits the jackpot. Green flag is out here at Las Vegas.
And it'll be really interesting to see here as these cars get up to speed what the preferred line is. Will it be the bottom or will it be to the outside of someone? We saw at Atlanta that the low line was preferred, but as the tires got worn, the high line really came into play. As they are about 3 wide, that is Ferranti making that move. As they come off at turn 4, Shearer will lead lap 1 with Goldberg right on that back bumper.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Shearer's teammate, Quentin Moore there, got kicked up to the high line, and at 34 you can see he's trying to fight in the high line, but it looks like for right now that inside line is going to be the preferred line.
And we just saw that Alex Ferranti go into turn 1, and he just dove the car in there, and he does the same thing in turn 3. He is racing up to the back of the top 2 drivers. There is some horsepower under this 88 machine this weekend.
Yeah, they're going really at it right now. I'll tell you what, Ferranti all over the back bumper of the 18 and 38 there. And I'll tell you what, he is really showing some horsepower in that Chevrolet. But don't forget, there's another car coming. That's the 3. Starting to peek in, and the battle for the lead now ensuing.
Yeah, and that is the 3 of Alex Gray, who was a 2-time winner last season. Won the second Daytona race, as well as winning the first Kansas race. And now Ferranti not able to get by, and Gray moves right to the inside at the right moment, taking third place.
And Quentin Moore, you just seen that 34, he just snuck underneath the 88, and he was not ready for him at all. And now Moore trying to go underneath Ferranti for the 4th position there. Great move by Moore, but Ferranti getting a run on the high line off turn 4.
And you can see that turn 4 definitely is a better defending opportunity than a turn 2, as Gray goes to the inside of Goldberg. Let's see how side-by-side action off of turn 2 plays out. It looks like the 3 has an edge, but we'll see if Goldberg can gain that back a little bit down the back straightaway into turn 3. We'll see what happens off of 4 here.
Yeah, the 18's trying to fight, but that inside line's getting all the drafts, so I don't see the outside probably getting the advantage. Gray is nearly clear, and he will now clear for 2nd. Meanwhile, because of that, Esperanti just takes a power move going into the 3rd there. It's helping Kev Shear run away from the field. He is enjoying all the battling going around at Las Vegas. A great job for the 38 to take advantage of that. But as soon as I say that, here comes the 3. He's coming right back up there. Alex Gray catching up to that 38 car.
And speaking of the past driver of the 88 machine, that was Chris Dodd, who went to win 2 races in this machine, as Alex Gray is battling hard under Kev Shearer. Now, Dodd had other plans in mind for 2018, so a rookie driver was added to this roster for Hendrick Motorsports at the last minute. Ferranti took up the call, and here he is running 3rd at Las Vegas.
Yeah, and don't doubt Ferranti, though. He may be a rookie in the series, but outside of there, he knows how to race some cars. And right now, he's showing he's got the veteranship outside of this series in general. So Ferranti really showing the run he's having in that number 88 Nationwide Chevrolet. It's kind of funny to see him in a Dale Jr. machine, too.
As Gray is going to again peek to the inside of Shearer. Remember, these are rookie drivers running in front of Speedway winning veterans. The skill set is different for rookie to veteran drivers depending where they've won races. They've proven that they can win at these races. So Gray with the experience is trying to get around Shearer as Goldberg peeks to the inside of Ferranti.
I think of Goldberg from WWE there, but look at the 3 though, trying to get underneath that 38. Just can't seem to get it, but he's trying to make sure someone just follows him. And that, I'll tell you what, Shearer, he's been using that high line to his advantage. Not one driver's been trying to get around him, and the closest so far has been the 3 of Gray. I think he may get it off 1 and 2 right here. And they're going 3 wide for 3rd. Look at the move by the 47.
And this is TJ Hanley. They were all bunched up single file behind them because of the double file action at the front here. Now there are 4 double files rows going on up here. Gray really trying to get by the 38 for the lead. It looks like
he's cleared him.
He is going to clear him. So new race leader, the 3 of Alex Gray.
And you got to give credit to Shearer there. He really gave a fight in that 38. For a moment, I thought he was going to keep going on that outside and keep battling, but he just said, you know what, just take it. Have fun with it.
And as we look at some other drivers back here, Seth Cole and James Shelley. There's another rookie here, Cole Deaver. The 9 of John Nunn. And there's our Speedway veteran, Johnny Gardner, with 3 wins last season. All 3 wins came at Speedway tracks. This guy has by far the most experience at Speedways in the field. He got 2nd last week at Atlanta. So look out, because he's on the bottom and he's charging up here, and he's got a lot of inexperienced drivers. Once we get pit stops cycled around, watch out, because this 32 machine is going to be really, really quick once he gets out of all this traffic.
Yeah, and what's funny you see there too is that throughout this racing you've seen there's been a lot of double file, but no 3 wide battle except for that one bit looking throughout the field there. And I'll tell you what, these drivers though, they're being smart, not having a caution come on out. These guys are knowing how they're racing.
Gardner going to the outside of his teammate, that's Quentin Moore. And knowing how turn 4 works, if we can see if this veteran gets a run.
He's got a good run right there, and he actually may clear him right here, and he does. That was a nice move by Gardner.
Let's see, drivers have been tending to dive it in the 1, and oh wow, Moore almost taking out his boss. Peeks to the inside, but I think Gardner's going to get that small run off of turn 2, and he does. He clears the 34, and that is for 8th place.
And that was a gutsy block too, but man, I'll tell you what, if he dumped his boss, I don't think that would have been a good meeting right there after the race. That would have not been good.
As we see,
Ferranti, look at him go. He's trying to get that second position, has got it, and now the 18's just going to follow him for third. But look at the run the 88 had off one there. Just a run away from the 18 of Phil Goldberg there.
And it looked like Goldberg got loose. Going in the one, he had to really hit the gas, and that allows Shearer to get back by for third. Teammates battle behind. That's Seth Cole and James Shelley battling for fifth.
And give credit to both Earnhardt Ganassi and Front Row Motorsports, but both of them teams, they are up here in the top 10, having really good runs right here. The 1 and the 42, they're with each other 5th and 6th. And then you got the 38, the 34, and the 32 all in the top 10 at least. So great job by both those teams having all their cars in that top 10 there.
And Gardner got by TJ Hanley with ease. He dropped him back to 9th. And now Gardner racing his way up to the front. And right here in this picture, the 32 and the 42 are the two drivers who had the most wins in 2017. Seth Cole with 3, Gardner with 3. However, Seth Cole was more of a road course ringer, while Gardner is the speedway ringer. And you can see right here that Gardner has a really fast car, and it's just a matter of time before he gets to the front. Alex Gray is just hoping that maybe some bad luck befalls the 32, as he's behind Seth Cole. As we look back, Deaver into 9th with John Nunn in 10th. Now the driver of the 9 here last season was Tyler Merkel. He did not return. So Bulldog Motorsports had to find a new driver for their number 9 machine. And this was the guy they found. John Nunn has done a pretty good job so far this in these first 3 races. Running in 10th right now. He had a really good run last week at Atlanta, so looking to continue.
Yeah, Nunn's very unknown in the community there, but right now he's actually showing some good compromise and some speed, hanging around in that 10th position. But that Dodge dealer's Dodge Dart there, doing a really good job trying to keep himself in that top 10 and get that experience going on in. So not too shabby for the number 9 team right there. They're doing a hell of a job though.
And we are already on lap 20 of 94. And now here's another driver who got really disappointed near the end of last season. That was John Arndt. Arndt started off the season last year with some big consistent runs. Ended up falling out through the summer races. Missed out on the chase. Ended up getting a win on fuel strategy at Talladega. So looking to try and start 2018 off the way he did 2017 and stay that way and make the chase.
Yeah, and you can see both the teammates in the 48 and the 5, they're just trying to do what they can to catch up to the 9 right there. But you make a good point though. They're just trying out there to get a good start. But don't forget, it's the beginning of the season, first 3 races in, and you know there's a long season to go. Anything can still happen, and even a victory or 2 could happen.
As we're just gonna slowly go through the field here. There's Samit Oskin driving the 22. He's in 15th. This was the car that won the championship last year with Caleb Hoffman. Hoffman ended up moving to the 14. Let's see if we can find where he's running.
He's quite a ways back there.
And there he is, 35th place. And Hoffman was in the back for Atlanta too. Remember, Hoffman won last season mostly off consistency. Didn't win anywhere, so really it looks like the new team starting off with a struggle here as the defending champion. As we go through the back end of the field, that is it. As we go back to the front, Alex Gray and Alex Ferranti, the Alex Show. They've pulled away. Everybody's mostly single or double file. And just kind of maintaining pace. You can see Gray has dropped off 9/10, almost a second now as we watch 200 into turn 3 down to about 179. As we hit the line, it'll be 70 to go, 24 laps into the race. And so far, we're looking at another green flag event.
Yeah, so far it's been a green flag fest, and ever since Gray took that lead, no one's really been able to catch up to that 3 car. And the 38 at Shearer's been losing ground, but Ferranti, he's really keeping tabs with the 3 car there and doing really, really good. Just trying to make sure he doesn't lose in the sight.
Speaking of Shear, there he is in third place. Goldberg still in fourth as Gardner just went by Shelley for fifth. Now he peaks to the inside of the Truck Series champion. This would be for fourth place.
Yeah, they're trying to, Gardner really trying to go underneath that 18 and will get the spot.
He made it stick really well, so Gardner moves up to fourth. He has just been flying his way through the field. And here we go, green flag, pit stops on lap 26. That might just mean it's gonna be, it's looking to be a 3-stop race. So this will be interesting. Gray leads pretty much everybody down. Quentin Moore and Cole Deaver are the first two to stay out. And a huge gap behind them.
Yeah, they're just trying to do what they can to really be careful coming on down pit road. You make one wrong move and cause a crash and an accident, the caution can come out. So.
And look at that, TJ Hanley looked like he was going to stay out.
Oh, wow.
And Hoffman makes it 3 wide.
He definitely went way late, but he still made it work.
As it looks like everybody else is in this time, so 2-stop strategy. And Gardner comes out of pit road ahead of Ferranti. And Alex Gray did not want to see that.
No, and I can guarantee you, Gardner, he's going to be coming with a full head of steam. He's going to really be hunting. He definitely wants a redemption after that last race.
And Gardner was really one of the top favored drivers for the chase. Couldn't get it done last year, so they're really looking forward to trying getting wins this season to get it themselves as much bonus points for the first round, or for the chase, as this season bonus points will carry through all of the rounds except for the finale. So Gardner's really out here gunning for those long-term playoff win points.
Yeah, every point matters for him, and he's really trying to fight hard to make sure he can get up to that top position there. So we'll see what'll happen.
And as we see a 27-7 Gardner back up to second. Gray running about the same lap time there. Ferranti, though, with a little bit of draft from the 32, that might allow him to catch back up. Goldberg is fourth. Moore comes out fifth with 1 lap fresher tires. Deaver also with those 1 lap fresher tires. Those were the highest 2 guys that pit the second time by. Really did not lose any ground. We'll see if that extra lap of fresher rubber comes into play at all later in the run, as John Nunn's looking for 6th. Seth Cole 8th, Sorlin 9th, and Oskin is currently in 10th place. We're about a third of the way through the race, so we're going to take a small break, and hopefully it'll still be green flag racing when we come back. And we are back live at Las Vegas. Alex Gray still the race leader, but Johnny Gardner and Alex Ferranti drafting, working together. They are really catching up to the 3 cars, so should expect a battle here soon. But just a moment ago, these group of cars here were 3 wide into turn 1. Deaver to the inside of Quentin Moore. This is a battle for 5th place. Seth Cole has pulled away a little bit. He is in 4th. And several drivers got nabbed for entering pit road unsafely or speeding. Kev Shearer and TJ Hanley are currently at the back end of the field. A few other drivers also losing some ground, but Caleb Hoffman's 3-wide move into pit road worked. He currently rests in 11th place, so Hoffman did something right going into pit road.
Yeah, and that was a good move there. And you know, we were talking about off the air about how that really is a risky move. And sometimes you can make it work to an extent. He had to be really careful there. Same time, he just barely made it from the way it's shown, and he didn't get caught speed. So that was a great call, great strategy, and a great bullet dodge right there for Caleb Hoffman and others there that had that. And I believe from what we do have word of, there were some drivers that did get penalized on pit road because of that too.
And looking now, Seth Cole might have something under this hood, because he is running lap times 2 to 3 tenths faster than the guys in front of him, so it could become a 4-car show. Looking like the 42 might have saved his stuff while he was in the draft, because he is closing up. It could also have to do with the top 3 being in draft and these two battling side by side. But Alex Gray has been caught by the 32 and the 88. There's no denying that these two are in his draft. But Seth Cole gaining about another 3/10. So this 42 car is flying. He could be looking at his first win of the season if this keeps up.
Yeah, Seth Cole, you can tell he's really gaining ground on Ferranti and Gardner. So if I were them two, you may not want to look back in that mirror, man. That's a scary sight right there.
Ferranti continuing, trying to get by the 32. Really gets to the inside this time, and we might have a good shot here in the 1.
Yeah, he's really battling Gardner right there, and it's like he can get that opportunity, they just lose out. But that was probably the best shot right there. Just can't he put the bumper in front? Can't seem to do it. Now Gardner going to try to get around the high line, and look who's there. Oh my, that is something both drivers did not want to see, and also the 3 car did not want to even hear about the 42 coming on by.
And these two are still side by side, and no, I think we might see something crazy here. Is he going to do it? And he does.
Do it.
3 wide into turn 1. This is for second place. Ferranti clears Gardner, but Seth Cole is on his inside.
Yeah, Gardner really lost out on that. Ferranti trying to use that high line. Great job right there by Ferranti right there. These are some veterans right here outside of this series that know how to run these cars very, very well. And I'll tell you what, they're putting on a show today.
Ferranti clears Seth Cole. Gardner falls back to 4th place. Now the question is, Gray pulled back out a little bit. Can the 88 and 42 close? No, maybe not, because Seth Cole's going to look to the bottom for second place. And keep in mind, we are about under 8 laps away from the second round, the green flag pit stops. So the intensity here is really picked up, but it could die down in a bit once these guys come to pit road again, and Seth Cole will clear Alex Ferranti with ease.
Yeah, he had no problem with that at all.
And now Alex Gray has to deal with the 42 because the 42 is flying. While we sit here and watch these guys race each other, let's take a look at our fastest lap ticker. Right now, Andrew Rich with the fastest time, but as you can see, second place driver Seth Cole is one of 5 drivers with a fast lap time under the 27-second bracket. And it's clear that this is a car that deserves a win as we look at the top 10, and none of the other top 4 drivers are in that bracket.
Yeah, and I can tell you what, with seeing Seth Cole, he is all over the back bumper 3. It's also allowing Alex Ferranti and Johnny Gardner to catch up, and here he goes for the lead. He wasted no time going for that move.
Right at the halfway point of the race, Seth Cole going for the lead. Gray has pretty much led the whole race up to this. By with ease is the 42 of Seth Cole. And now we'll see if Gray can hang on to second, as we have another driver closing in. That is Cole Deaver and Sorlin and Quentin Moore. They have also pulled away from the pack back here. Hartnett moving up to 8th. There's John Nunn down to 9th, and Hoffman has made his way up to 10th. So the field is closing in, but the 31 and the 5, along with the 34, are the next 3 closest to this lead pack. But right now, Seth Cole is just flying away.
Yeah, and Alex Ferranti's really trying to get up to that 3's bump right there. But now the main question is this: when that second pit stop comes on by, will that momentum continue for Seth Cole, or could they actually, have a problem? You never know what can happen. And Ferranti, he is all over the back bumper of that 3. He really wants to get around him.
And you said it right, Dillon, because last week at Atlanta, Deanna Jones had the mid-race momentum. That last pit stop really set her back. She did end up catching back up and passing Gardner for the win. But could that happen today with Seth Cole? And just remember that if these guys have to pit a 3rd time, the 3rd stop will be the big money stop because it'll be right at or under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, you never know what can happen. And you can see Seth Cole, he is just absolutely running away from the lead pack. And he is just basically saying sayonara to them 3. He is out of there.
And I think Seth Cole would be really farther away if he didn't have the draft weight that he's leaving these guys. That is probably one of the only reasons they are staying with And as you can see, Devers, Sorlin, and Moore have caught up to the back end of these guys. It'll be interesting to see if any of these three can make some moves, because Deaver and Moore are the top two drivers that pit that second time by, as we are at lap 52. Could these drivers be probably trying to stretch it a little more to see if they can possibly go on this last stop? But looking at the laps to go, I do not see anyone making a 40 lap bid.
No, I don't see it either, too. And if they try, it's going to be on the wire, but I just don't see it. And uh-oh, I think here's the sign. I see the 31 going up, and indeed the case it is.
And there is most of the field. Seth Cole just let them all down. And just like last time, Deaver and Moore stay out. Now the big question will be this time is, will everybody follow them down again? Or will we see a third group form and stay out? And as you can see, let's see, yep.
Yeah.
Deaver's going to stay out. Quentin Moore comes down, but Deaver stays out a lap.
That's a risky move. You know, it's always good to have a draft partner. So I don't know what Deaver's having in mind there. Probably just getting another lead lap. Who knows? But
you can tell the speed is really down when they drop to about 170. And it looks like Hoffman, Rogers, DJ Curtis, and a bunch of others stayed out with Deaver in this third group too.
Let's see. Deaver's coming down.
Deaver's not coming down. He's staying out another lap.
I don't know what the strategy of the...
Oh, and I think we have caution lights. I thought I saw caution lights on.
Oh my god, are we... I think so. Nope, no.
Yep, yes it is. Caution lights are on.
Oh my god, that's going to change everything.
All the drivers that were ahead of Deaver are going around, but Deaver is the leader. Hoffman is in second. And
wow,
only 18 cars are on the lead lap. It could be more, we're not sure. But Deaver's going to lead this group down pit road. Here you can see a bunch of drivers that were running in the back of the field are most likely going to have a shot at winning this race, and everyone else is going to be tail end of the lead lap, it seems. That really screwed over drivers like Alex Gray, Alex Ferranti. Tons of drivers. It looks like most of them are going to stay out, though. But the big question is, actually, no, wait, Quentin Moore, I believe, was on the lead lap. No, there are only 14 cars on the lead lap. So,
that's going to be one scary sight right there. But you see Quentin Moore, remember, he's not the leader. Now, let's see, I think Deaver's going to be the first one off of pit road, which kind of wouldn't surprise me. But we'll see what the case is, though.
Well, first off, we have to figure out what brought out our yellow flag here today at Las Vegas. So let's take a look at the race replay. Taking a look at the replay, and you won't believe it, the group that we thought was staying out for a third lap, some of those people did not want to pit. Now watch closely as what happens here. You see the 4 and the 12, they're rubbing doors. Philip Parker, Andrew Rich, Deanna Jones, they're all about to come down to pit road. Now it looks as if Green and Sands are going to stay out, but that is not the case.
Yeah, you see the 12, he looks like he's going to stay out, but he's probably going to do what Hoffman did. And instead, Curtis did not want to pit, you know, and oh man, right there, the 95 almost getting involved too. And then that's going to the 12 row. How in the world the 19 got through that, I will not know. And then, oh, there's the 17 getting involved. 95, nice job missing right there. 11 makes a late entry coming on down pit road, and the 77 does a nice job missing as well. What an unbelievable accident, though, that happened, because we were looking through and absolutely just awestruck at that moment. Just couldn't believe it.
And as you can see, Sands tried to pit Tony Green in the 4. He did not want to come down. That spun him out. Curtis, who had stayed out, got a piece of it, so unsure how his car is. But let's take out the race restart, because pretty much 2/3 of the field is currently stuck on the tail end of the lead lap. Getting ready to go back, green flag racing, and everybody that did not pit again. So they are all on the tail end of the lead lap. Quentin Moore is your control car for the restart. Just going back through, see here are some top guys that really did not want that caution. Gardner, Seth Cole, Alex Gray, those were the top 3 drivers on track today. Alex Ferranti as well. And you have to go all the way back to Cole Deaver as the race leader. Hoffman second, Zach Rogers third, Curtis fourth, Brock fifth, Matthew McIntyre in sixth, Osborne seventh, Dillon Young is eighth, Yepes ninth, Eli Bright 10th, then Amato, Shelley Green, and TJ Hanley. Drivers who were having a bad day after that first string of pit stops, except for the 31, are now on the position for top 10s. We're back green.
Yeah, and the green flag's out. It's going to be interesting to see how it's going to play. I think a lot of drivers, they're hoping not only to get around the leaders, but also want that caution, like, kind of right now.
And it looks like the 14 has a little bit of hood damage. Zach Rogers is all over the back of the 31. Rogers ended up winning his only race of the season last year at Papyrus. And now what a story it would be if Dodge changed something that was that didn't happen last season. And what that was Ford won the first 2 races in 2017. Dodge has won the first 2 races of 2018 with different drivers, just like Ford did. Toyota came in here and won this race last year, but with Zach Rogers in second, he could be looking to give Dodge a chance to go 3 in a row to start 2018 and get 3 of the team's 4 Dodge drivers into the chase, all but locked in as long as they stay in the top 13 points.
Yeah, and so far the battling has been really just about the same as before the caution came out. So these drivers, you can tell who's doing well in the short run and who's doing good on the long run. But so far only 1 caution, and we've had a really clean race nonetheless, though. It looks like Zach Rogers trying to find a way to get around the 78 as well. In a whole bunch of traffic trying to get around him, and you could tell that 78 really did not take that turn well, and my goodness, now the 19 is trying to get around the 78. Underneath, and we'll go around, and there's the 18 right there. I'll tell you what, it's hard to believe how the 18 was doing so well at the beginning of the race, and even at the halfway, and now all of a sudden is in that problem where he could be a lap down. It looks like that will probably be the case if things keep up. 18 good run on the high line, but the 19 still sticking through. And Rogers, he looks like he is going to be A-okay, and will clear the 18 rather, and we'll get you left down there.
And Rogers to the lead. You see, only 3 cars have been lapped now. Rogers has one of them behind him with William Brock up to second place. Deaver's fallen to third. Hoffman's still in fourth. Osborne, McIntyre, Curtis, Bright, Amato, and Handley. That's your top 10. And curious to see, as Rogers moves to the inside to lap Peter Sands, who's doing well out of those guys who were dominating before. Here's Gardner and Seth Cole. They are actually dropping back, so it looks like they do not have the pack cars. As you can see, Rich and Moore are the 2 pulling away. Riggleman in 17th, Jackson 18th. So traffic really screwed the pooch for the 42 and the 32. Same goes for Ferranti. He has nowhere to go with all this aggressive driving style of his, and Alex Gray. All these guys were going to get top 5 points, and now they're looking at top 30 points. Really disappointment. Unless they get another yellow here to where they'll be back on the lead lap. Or, well, behind in the lead lap pack because they're in front of the leader who's right here.
And right now, Rogers, he's enjoying the view where he's got with the lead. Closest one that's probably going to get to him going for that lead is that 21, and then other than that, There really has been no shot. But give credit. I want to give a big credit and shout out to Cole Deaver because I'll tell you what, that he is really came after that, second pit stop that happened. He stayed on the track, and we thought he was going to come down for at least 3 laps, and then the caution came out. He took advantage of it, and look where he's in. He's in at least a podium right now, just kicking some butt right now. He's having a hell of a job right now.
And Rogers has a big pile of lap traffic right in front of him. That has allowed Brock to close in right on the bumper. And, oh, Brock's going to get to his inside. They hit 25 to go last time by. These drivers should still have to pit one more time around like 5 to go, so I'm guessing they want to see that caution, but I'm not sure how far they can go because the first stint they went 26 laps, and the second stint we saw Deaver going 30 laps. Restarted with 39 to go, but I'm just not sure what kind of strategy we're going to see here as Brock and Zach Rogers battle for the race lead. Is that 3 wide in front of them?
Oh, yeah, they are. They're trying to. The 83's trying, but can't seem to do it. Alves trying to get out of that situation. Trying to at least get around the 9, and will do so there. As you still see the skid marks in turn 4 right there.
Rogers and Brock with a nail biter right there. You can't even see it on the ticker how close it was. Rogers still leading the lap. He's got teammate John Nunn in front of him who's probably trying to help pave the way for him. Let's see if Brock's trying to think of going 3 wide. I don't know, that 83 car does not seem like the fastest machine on the planet. And Rogers is going to clear him easily. Man, Brock must not be happy about that. He's going to go to the inside of the 83 through the tri-oval. Well, let's see if he can get by him because he seems so slow. That Audi team not doing such a good job there with the 83 car this weekend. And Brock will clear the 83 as Rogers is trying to get by his teammate in the 9. We'll see if he lets him by or not. He might want to stay on the lead lap because he was doing good earlier.
Yeah, he's having a good run, but that 21 right back with the 19. Trying to at least get around there. And, the 19 was trying to hope his teammate there was going to try to block, couldn't do it.
Oh, but it got Brock loose. Brock got under the 9, got a little loose. It's going to cost him some time. Well, I'm not sure if he can gain it back real easily or not. Behind them, though, 3rd place, Osborne, all the way back here. Hoffman, Deaver right behind him. Just all these lap cars are a real pain in the butt for these guys. But Rogers is going to close in on Alves, who's 35th. He is the next car he would lap. As Andrew Rich is the top driver in the front of this field. Just Johnny Gardner, Seth Cole still struggling, 21st, 22nd.
And Rogers he's just minding his tone right now, just making sure he's just riding along here. Time's ticking, he's just enjoying it. I think they may have one more pit stop from the way it's shown. The main $1 million question is when will that pit stop be? So we'll see when it comes to closing stages. But right now, Rogers continuing to lap down cars in front of him and trying to put some pressure on William Brock.
And they should at least have to pit from the 10 to 5 to go range. So the big question will be is if you pit at 10 to go, do you slap some left or right side tires on it too? And if you pit at 5 to go, do you just drop a splash of gas in there and go, go, go?
That's a good question. Knowing with how many laps to go when these pit stops start, you'll never know. But I could imagine it'd be around the 10 to go area. You could probably get away with at least half a can, and I would probably go with right side tires and just go. That would be my strategy. But the main question is who of these of the 14, was it 14 or 15, I want to say it was 14 drivers, have the opportunity to really take that risk and go for it. You never know though.
And Rogers is.
Oh my God.
And here they come. They're coming down now. Rogers, Brock. Couple of lap down cars are coming down too. And I saw somebody stayed out, and I think it was the 14, and it was Caleb Hoffman elected to stay out. We'll see what happens here though, because if someone wants to pit and the person below them doesn't, will it bring out another yellow?
We got 4 cars on the lead lap that are Straight out.
And here comes Hoffman.
95's coming down. 77's down, and the 2. So the 4 that stayed out are all down. Now, hopefully the drivers that stayed out that are trying to get advantage here, you never know. They could get lucky, but...
And this is the group of cars that pit under caution that have actually stayed out longer than the people that pit under the caution. And they're going to keep going, so Moore should cycle to be the leader. He's got last year's winner Deanna Jones here. And yeah, Quentin Moore is your race leader right now. Gardner back up to third. Seth Cole's in fourth. These guys are probably hoping for yellow, as here comes Brock and a bunch of other people. This could get crazy because there's traffic merging back up and these guys are double file.
Moore better be careful as well with the other leaders there. And this is going to get a little squirrely right there.
And it looks like the drivers that pit under yellow felt like because they were so far ahead of the others that they could pit now and try and gain some ground back during green flag racing, because these guys will all have to pit if a yellow does not fly. And we are at 14 to go, coming to 13 to go. Will a yellow flag fly or not? And Moore continuing to stay out. Seth Cole's coming down though, Sorlin too. Multiple drivers electing to stay out a little longer. Dillon Young with the really fresh rubber on the back of that 34 car.
He's all over that 34 right there. He's trying to say, hey man, you don't have the rubber. I do. Get out of the way. And, there's that indication.
Yep, here he comes. He's coming down this time. Johnny Gardner's going to come down too. Deanna Jones is going to do that outside move. She comes down too.
That was a good move by Deanna Jones. She made it work. And I think that's going to cycle. I don't know who that may cycle to as the leader. It's hard to say. Oh, man. I don't know if William Brock. He had to come back down pit road, but he's staying at he's 33rd right now.
And I'm trying to find the 19 of Zach Rogers.
The 19 scored in the 4th position. Now comes the question is, there's the 19 we just seen.
Oh, I missed him. There he is.
There it is. Seth Cole didn't beat him out.
And it looks like William Brock might have got a penalty because he is really far back.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing too. Like, I wonder why he's all the way there. That could be the case.
And yeah.
11 to go. Rogers the leader.
Rogers is the leader. Rowe runs behind, but he's a lap down. The next car in line is TJ Handley.
He's got to get around Seth Cole. Remember how we mentioned earlier about how Seth Cole had a dominant car? Now look where he's at.
Oh wow.
Almost Kevin LePage.
And Handley gets held up by Quentin Moore. Moore came out of pit road. Handley had nowhere to go. Osborne, that opens the door for the 70. And oh my gosh, this is getting crazy. But
it's kind of weird seeing Joshua Osborne in the 72 because you think about it. Normally people would always say that's James Paul's in there. No, it's a little reversal right there. Joshua Osborne driving the Johanna Long car. He's trying to make sure he gets out there, trying to make his good friend proud. But I'll tell you what, being in that 3rd position, it's really good that he's up there in that podium spot. But I know he wants 2nd place. He's trying to fight. But I just don't know if they're going to get the leader, though. At this time and point, I just don't know.
And here's the biggest thing that Handley needs to do is he needs to get by the 34 because those guys pit 4 to 5 laps later. They've got that fresher tires. Handley gets by here, but he's got to make sure Moore doesn't get the run back on him because, as you can see, Osborne and Hoffman are having big-time problems with some of the fastest cars during the beginning of the race. And I just don't see it happening because there's Moore. Moore sticking his nose back under the 47.
Oh, my goodness. And I don't know what to say there. If you're the 47, what do you do? But at the same time, Rogers is also getting under fire from that lap traffic.
Yeah, because Rogers pit the same time as TJ Handley. You look at Rowe. I mean, Seth Cole has the fastest car out there today with 7 laps to go.
Oh, look at the 41. He's still trying to go underneath, but man, Seth Cole's really committed on that high line right there. And he's actually trying to pass the 41 on the high line.
And I think he's going to do it, Dylan. Yes, he does. Look at that. Just by with the high line draft. But Quentin Moore's running back up here. Now just think, if Zach Rogers wasn't the leader, this would be down to Andrew Rich and Seth Cole because Rich was the highest car who pit out of the tail end cars. Everybody else, either stayed out or something. Well, actually, no, because it was a 14 car pack.
There's
Brock's the
14.
one at the end of it, so Riggleman and Jackson were the ones that had pulled away. This would be the battle for the win here. If I believe this would be the battle for the win. I'm not 100% on that. But Seth Cole, Quentin Moore, they're pulling away, and Rogers is getting passed by all of these cars right now. And there's Joshua Osborne, who had a good run last week at Atlanta.
Oh, wow. All three of those cars ahead of him passed him. Here comes Osborne. We may get a finish there, folks. This ain't over yet.
And Osborne got second, or he got a top 5 last week at Atlanta, and he's closing up big time on the 19. Chevy could be the one to slash out this Dodge winning streak. Gardner's there.
Gardner just got Osborne. And look at the 47. He's still not giving up. He's still got a car to beat there. But I think Osborne's safe to say he's really going to be the one pressuring Rogers here. Coming at the line will be 3 laps to go. The K&N Dodge versus the Ford Travel Motor Coach Chevrolet. And he has closed it to nearly less than 0.2 of a second.
Oh, he's there.
He's there.
He's pulling in real quick. He's just pulling that line in, and here he goes into turn 3.
This is going to help the 47 if possible. 19's been good on the high line, but Osborne really sticking underneath. And
but he's got Gardner. Gardner's helping out, but it doesn't seem to be helping him out that much. Neck and neck, 2 to go. Osborne led that lap, and he's by. He cleared him.
Wow, unbelievable. Where did Osborne come from?
And Gardner's going to go to the inside of the 19 now. That might be the race. Oh, Rogers drops back down. Osborne's got a really good car, though, as they come to the white flag this time by.
Rogers needs to get him. He's got one more shot. White flag. You can tell Rogers he's not giving up on that race, though. He's still trying to battle with that 70, but he needs to hurry. The time is ticking.
I just don't see it happening, Dillon. He used up his stuff.
Yeah, and all those 3 cars ahead of once they passed him, I think that was going to be it. Gardner going underneath, that's going to be all she wrote right there.
Oh, yeah, and he clears the 19 there right off of turn 4. Joshua Osborne is going to win at Las Vegas, the first rookie to get a win in 2018.
Wow. I'm in utter shock right there. Funny enough about this race, I think Osborne started in around midfield toward the rear, and he worked his way up. Had the pit road strategy work to his favor, and he comes away with a win right there. Great job for that 70 team right there. That's a hell of a job right there.
And Rogers trying to get the Dodge a 3-race winning streak is going to come up short. He's going to get second. Still a good point stake for them. TJ Hanley third, Hoffman fourth, Yepes gets fifth, McIntyre sixth, Shelley seventh, Eli Bright gets eighth with Cole Deaver ninth, and DJ Curtis rounds out the top 10. So what a race here today at Las Vegas. Next week we head to Chicago Motor Speedway, not Chicagoland. This is in Cicero, I believe, but that is the first 1-mile track, really wide track, flat banking. It's going to be an interesting race to see. And I'll see you guys there next week. But Dillon, any thoughts, any sign-offs, whatever you want to do here?
Well, I gotta say, that was probably one of the best races I've seen in Las Vegas in the long stretch right there. That was unbelievable and a great race nonetheless. And it feels great to be back. It's kind of weird that I haven't done co-commentary in who knows how long, but it's great to be back. Hopefully, I get some more in the future in me there. So, thank you, Zach, appreciate it there for having me in the booth there. It was a lot of fun there.
And one caution, and just think, guys, 2 cautions, no cautions, 1 caution. It'll be interesting to see what happens next week at Chicago. But so far, what a great 2018 start. We've had 3 different winners. Kind of a repeat thing of last year, if you think about it, with one manufacturer winning the first 2 races and another slashing off that winning streak. But if trends continue, neither of these two manufacturers will win the title. Well, actually, no, wait, that's wrong. Never mind. I was thinking different. But, anyways, Bulldog Speed, aka Zach Rogers, signing off. Thank you to Dillon Young, aka X867530985AX. If I got that right.
You did. Wow,
Eh.
there's not many people that could do that too.
And, I will definitely see you next week, and, if Mr. Young can make the right arrangements, we might see him next week too. But signing off here at Las Vegas, congrats to Joshua Osborne. I will see you guys next time.
All right, peace.